In this video, we're going to use EMU to record a light show to an ENTTEC DMX USB Pro Mk2 for standalone playback. We record shows into the Pro Mk2 using our EMU software. As you may already know, EMU is a lighting control software in its own right, but we haven't just limited you to capturing shows from EMU. You can record DMX directly from a lighting console plugged into your Pro Mk2, or from an ArtNet source anywhere on your network. If we navigate to the Input tab in EMU, we can see we've already hooked up an ArtNet source to this laptop from an external controller and have an RGB effect running on the first few channels. If there were more network sources, they'd be populated on the left-hand list. I can change the input device in the box here to show the DMX USB Pro Mk2 I've got connected. Currently, I'm not sending anything from my lighting desk. If I push up channel 1, we can see it in the grid. Same with the rest of the channels, so we know that everything's plugged in and working as expected. So on to recording. If we navigate to the gear icon at the top right of the interface, it'll take us to our output devices menu. The Pro Mk2 is typically used as an output device, so this is where we'll find its configuration settings. We're using COM port number 3, and its output isn't enabled as we've just been using it to receive DMX. If we press on the config button, it'll allow us to see the device overview and define the port parameters, or return them to defaults. We also have the option to update firmware. Here we can see we're on version 4.18. EMU contains firmware, or you can opt to update using a version you've downloaded from the ENTTEC website. Finally, the reason we came here. The Standalone tab allows us to record a show for the Pro Mk2. As we can see, there are no shows that have been recorded to the Pro Mk2 already, so nothing will populate on playback or export. However, if we go to import, we've got the option to select a recording file with a .eshow file extension and upload it. We have a couple of these on our website as examples, but the most common use case is to create a recording on your USB Pro Mk2, then back it up to your computer for use later, or to clone it onto multiple other Pro Mk2s you own. On the Recording tab, we can see up to 4040 unique frames can be recorded. I'm going to create a recording now. We'll call this Test. We'll set the play count to be forever so it constantly loops, but you do have the option to set this to happen anywhere up to 100 times and then stop. You can also set a delay between each loop. We'll make sure this is set to play on power up too. This is great for basic applications where a relay or switch can be used to provide or cut power to the Pro Mk2 to start and stop shows easily. Next, you can define the number of channels that you want to record. As the Pro Mk2 has a fixed storage capacity, the fewer channels you record, the longer your recording can be. Next, we'll set it to output our show through both of its DMX output ports. To record, we can select either DMX or ArtNet. If you've created a show in EMU already, by setting your output to ArtNet and selecting the loopback ArtNet IP 127.001 in this window, you can capture the show you're outputting from your PC live, ready to be saved onto the Pro Mk2. For now, I'm going to set it to ArtNet and record the values we saw earlier coming into the Input tab on Universe 0. If you want to make a perfect loop, you may be interested in the recording control option. When enabled, EMU will start recording when the value of the channel you define is equal or above the DMX threshold, and stop when it falls below. I'm going to turn this off for now, and then press record. We can see the recorded frames coming in at the top of the interface, and the elapsed time being shown. When it's stopped, we can save it to the device. When this is completed, the UI will be replaced with a message saying we can't record anything else until the current show is deleted. If we go to the Export tab, we can now export our show using the Save to File option. This will create a .eshow file, the same type we saw earlier. In the Playback tab, we've got the option to play or stop our standalone show. Its details are shown below in a read-only format. Finally, the Delete tab allows us to remove those recordings from the Pro Mk2's memory if we want to start the process again. You can now unplug your Pro Mk2, ready for use on your installation. We hope this video has been helpful. Links to EMU and the DMX USB Pro Mk2 can be found in the video description if you're keen to find out more.